Any matchup that you're looking forward to tonight?
Well, I'm actually making my debut as a coach at this event as well. My student Josh Cole's been training with me for about 3 or 4 months now. He's got a lot of wrestling experience. He's taking on Julian Williams from Charlotte Jiu-Jitsu, who has a blue belt and like a lot of super fight experience compared to Josh's debut. So I think there were a lot of guys that were offered to Josh and Ricky, or Josh and me by Ricky. And I picked Julian because I thought he was the hardest guy that we could go up against and has the most experience. So I'm just looking forward to seeing how Josh tests himself. Other than that, I really like the new main event, Vernon Kirk versus Roy Jones. Roy Jones is a big old boy, and he's super strong, and Vernon's kind of actually leaned down and become really, really thin compared to when I first started seeing him compete 4 years ago. So I'm interested to see how Vernon deals with strength and size difference, because that's something he normally has on his opponents for sure.
Awesome. What do you think about the combat jiu-jitsu? Is that going to change some stuff tonight?
Well, famously, I'm a hater of combat jiu-jitsu according to everybody online, but I like it, but I think that it is it's the rule set is underutilized. So a lot of these guys take combat jiu-jitsu fights and they get in there and they just do jiu-jitsu, when I feel like there could be more slapping, there could be more control positions, and that's definitely something that me and Josh have drilled a lot for his matches, that if we get a strong side control, we get a strong half guard, we get a strong mount, we're going to be attacking. We're not going to be looking for subs at first. We're going to be looking to strike, because he's looking to get into combat sambo, he's looking to get into MMA, so I want him to have that experience getting struck and also striking.
Awesome. And speaking of combat sambo, this is the debut, right, for sambo for Carolina Combat
So
League.
excited, man.
What's your thoughts on sambo today?
I'm so excited, dude. We had Hometown Martial Arts, the gym that me and Trevor run up in Raleigh. We had Ben and Vernon out to do a sambo seminar last month, and it opened my mind to the rule set. I wanted to understand the sport a little bit better, and Ben is such a good ambassador for explaining the sport. I think sambo, and especially combat sambo, has the best scoring system of any grappling rule set that I follow. So I'm excited for more people to become aware of combat sambo, especially in the Carolinas, because I feel like we have a lot of guys who can use this as a stepping stone to get to MMA, just like the Russians are doing.
I'm super excited. This is our 9th event. I love doing these events, man. It's I'm having a blast helping build up the martial arts community a little bit. Yeah, man, I'm just excited, man. Super excited.
What kind of matches do you have on tonight?
We got a handful of everything. We got obviously we got our no-gi jiu-jitsu matches, our combat jiu-jitsu matches, and this is our first time doing sambo and combat sambo, and super excited about that.
That's awesome, man. Do you have any predictions of like what is there any specific matches you're looking forward to, or the fans can look forward to?
Obviously, the people's main event is Whit Ramey versus Jacob Polanski, man. That's some fire matchmaking on my end. I can't lie, but I'm most excited about that match, man. Honestly, the entire card is super stacked. The combat jiu-jitsu, the combat sambo match in particular, we got a fella coming from California, so he came all the way from California to compete today. So I'm kind of excited to see what he brings to the table.
And if they miss this event, where can they catch this event at?
If they miss it, the live replay will be on Flow Grappling. Obviously, it's going to be live on Flow Grappling.
Ben, are you excited tonight? We got Carolina Combat League's debut for sambo. How are you feeling in combat sambo?
I'm very excited for the opportunity to introduce the sport to a new audience. I think this is going to be good for combat sports in the United States overall. And I'm just grateful for the opportunity, grateful for the chance to be an ambassador for the sport.
For those people that don't know what like combat sambo is, so like how would you summarize that?
Combat sambo, in terms of how it plays in competition, is like judo, freestyle, and wrestling and MMA kind of all mixed into one package.
Awesome.
So you have all the throws and the submissions from judo and sport sambo, you know, the techniques of freestyle wrestling, but you have the impacts, punches, kicks, knees, elbows, and also headbutts like you would bring in from MMA.
Amazing. We actually have on the card, it looks like a couple high-level guys. Can you say something about them tonight for the combat sambo match?
So everyone that is on this card has medaled at the state level, if not higher. Two of the guys that are competing have been to nationals for sport sambo a few times, medaled at the regionals levels and below. So everybody that's going to be on this card has got solid experience in the sport. You know, they've medaled, you know, regionally.
Awesome, man. Thank you, Ben. Feel good tonight?
I feel great.
You have any match predictions? You know anything about your opponent?
I've gone against him before. I'm 3-0 against him in the gi. I'm 0-1 in no gi, so I have to get that back. And I think we're gonna have a good time. That's
awesome,
my prediction.
They're starting at purple belt, brown belt. This is the first time we faced each other as a black belt. He's the only person to ever put me to sleep in competition. He choked me out in the gi, and then I ripped his heel out in no gi with a heel hook later on after a second match with him. So he's beaten me in the gi, I've beaten him in no gi. So I think he wanted to run back the no gi to try to get the win on the no gi. So
awesome. Any predictions? Are you calling your shot or anything?
I ain't gonna call anything. Burns, you know, it's no gi. I know he's a judo black belt, a jiu-jitsu black belt. So I think it's gonna be a really good match. I don't want to call anything, but I've been focusing on some things. I'm gonna try to work here tonight. So.
And Roy, do you want to call out, shout out your school real quick?
Yes, sir. Greenville, South Carolina, Boss Grappling. Thank you to all my students and all the guys that's coming in helping me work day in and day out. You guys are.
The event go tonight?
It went actually really well. We're very happy with how it went. Everybody was giving good energy, and we're happy that everybody was here to support us. It was great. It was a great event.
What do you think of this Sambo?
Oh, I love it. I love it. I would love to do it. It's so interesting. The fact that you can even headbutt is even cooler, in my opinion.
And if they miss the event tonight, how can they watch this?
They can actually watch it on Flow Grappling. You have to have a subscription, but go into Flow Grappling and check it out on Flow.
Awesome, thank you. And today, are you excited to watch the fights? What's gonna happen? Just randomly flexing? All right.